kids. Musashi. Hey, Max. Hey, Max. Hey, Max. Hey, Musashi. Hey, Lucy. Hey, little girl. Oh, Max. We hear you, Max. We totally hear you. Where's Stinky? Where's Ro? Ro? Where are you? Rody Ro. Rowena. Oh, hi. Where are you? There you are. Hey, Ro. Hi. Meow. Hey, Ro. Say hi to the people. Tell them your new normal. That you're living with a cat and 2 dogs. Tell everybody hello, that we have driven you to hell and back. Huh? Tell everybody how it's just horrible. Come here, get a treat. Come here, get a treat. Everybody gets a treat. Here, Rowena, here, get a treat. Ignore the other animals. Hey, oh shoot. Hey, Musashi. This is live here, Rowena's. Come here, Moo Moo, get a treat. Y'all see that? Did y'all see Rowena? Oh, Rowena. Come here, Moo Moo. Come here, Musashi. There, it's a treat for you. Let's get in the pumpkin is a treat for the dogs. Treat for the dogs. Come here, Musashi. Come get a treat, buddy. Treat, treat. Treat, treat. Come here, Musashi. Say hi to the people. This is my nephew, Musashi Moo. He is obsessed with Rowena, as we all are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Him's a big old fat cat. Yes, him is a big fat cat. Oh, goodness. And now, here we all are. So there's Max, Musashi. Where's Lulu? Lulu. And Roro. Big news. We moved in with my sister. No, Musashi. Now, he might cry while we're out here because he likes to come outside. But I don't like him to come outside because it scares me. It scares me. Y'all, so this is their outside. It's beautiful. There's a golf course over there. So I've been walking the golf course. Now I'm walking down the steps. So that is my old furniture that my sister took a year or 2 ago. And then that is my old table right there that we're going to go sit at and discuss the new release. So here is the downstairs apartment where we live. There's Rowena's cat tree, as you can see. So what happened was that our house is going to take much longer than we anticipated, obviously, to build. And our lease would be up in February, the beginning of February. And so my sister and my brother-in-law I'm trying to find something to prop up we'll go to the front porch too. It is awesome. So they have all this room. They have three floors, 5 bedrooms, and then the downstairs suite, which is a walkout, kind of like an in-law suite. So here's their front porch. Isn't that awesome? So I've been sitting out here a lot over the past few days. Oh, there's Max at the door. You can see him. And, oh, I could sit up here. I mean, seriously. Isn't that an awesome porch swing? And then they have that. So anyways, I've been sitting up here in the porch swing in the afternoons and just having me a good old time. But what I'm trying to do now is to find a thing so I can put my computer on. Anyway, so what happened was that I told my apartment, I said, well, is there any way that you can find somebody to take our lease early? Because we're just going to move in with my sister. Because I'm just going to have to move in here anyways before the end of the year. Because, well, I was going to have to move anyways because my house isn't going to be ready in February. So what happened was that they found somebody to take our lease. So how about that? So cool story is that we moved in on Sunday. And we were thinking about moving in December, but they found somebody to take the lease earlier. So instead of moving in December, we moved in Sunday. And so it's really no different. My sister and I already meal prep on Sundays already, every Sunday together. And we walk, well, we did walk 3 times a week, or 3 times a week, but now we're walking every night. And we're super close with her and my brother-in-law and my nephew and my niece. And my niece was here all week, so I got to spend some great time with her. And we did not do the cat thing. I did not separate Rowena from them because we are such a happy family. I figured she's just going to have to get over it. And Moo Moo is such a great cat that I thought, you know, she's just going to have to get over that because she just cannot. I'm sorry y'all are seeing my sports bra. I ain't covering it up, so just get used to it. Anyways, so we did not do the cat thing. I just put her in the house and let her do her thing. We are like in the in-law suite at the bottom, so we have our own door, we have our own kitchenette and things like that. But every morning at 5 o'clock, Eddie and I go upstairs and we get a cup of coffee with Tracy and David, and we just are enjoying it, you know. And I cook every day anyways, so I've been cooking and I've been here, and I have not been that active on Facebook. As you can see, I've been a little busy, and we had a release today. Guys, did you see the release? Happy release day! Isn't that great? It's so pretty. So the print book is up for sale, but for some reason it's not connected to the Kindle book. It will be. It just takes Amazon a while to do that. But it is release day. How many of you guys got the book? Let's see who all is here. And I'm going to read a couple of chapters. So, Haley Brothers, how you feeling? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sarah. Lee said she's in rehab. I was wondering how you were doing. Good afternoon. I'm going to say good morning. Good afternoon, Lily Ann. How are you? Hi, Tracy. Haley Day. Hey, Judy Thompson. How are you? Hey, Brenda Ellis. Welcome. Hey, sis. My cousin Sis is here. Tell Tracy hi for me. I will. She won't be home until later this afternoon. Hey, Michelle. Kate said she loves the property. Thanks, Kate. This is my sister's property. Our property is not even started being built yet. That's a whole nother issue. Roxanne says hello from Iowa. Hello. Hi, Amy Newman. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Linda. So, yeah, y'all got a little tour of my sister's house and all that good stuff. And actually, also, I was preparing to go away next week to the beach with my mom, but we canceled that today. She's a little nervous about COVID, And so we ended up canceling that today. So I won't be going to the beach next week. I was going to actually try to take the week off, but that's not happening no more. So I'm not going to do that. But that means I'm just going to keep writing. So I did plot some this morning, and you guys, this was the biggest pre-order release I've ever had in 10 years. I was so happy with it. So it's so funny. One of my author friends, she's like, "Oh my gosh," yeah. She asked about the rank, and the thing is that when when your pre-orders don't count for your rank. So and I'm in KU, so I'm really there looking for the page reads. So all that factors into the rank, but it'll be ranked fine. It'll be ranked beautiful, and all the people that aren't in KU will purchase it. So I'm super excited about it. But I was so shocked that it was the biggest pre-order we ever had, guys. Can you believe that? That means that people are reading through the series. So that means more books, more books, more books. So this is book 13. I should probably start numbering them, but I don't. I don't number them on the... I think it's numbered in here. Yeah, book 13, but maybe I should put it on there. So anyways, this was an art copy that I had received. So I'm going to read a chapter. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Let's do this. Gear, grills, and guns. Whose brilliant idea was it to go hiking? Mary Elizabeth had not worn sensible shoes to make the 9-mile hike. She bent over and used her walking stick to pluck the rocks from the soles of her tennis shoes, which were meant for concrete, not walking over muddy paths, fallen leaves, or damp ground. But her clothes were on point, as were her nails, even though the fall rainstorm that had just hit the region had blown the leaves off the trees, and they stuck to the muddy path, making a mosaic on the ground. "I told you to wear some hiking boots." I couldn't help but smile at the pair of designer khaki pants, white button-down blouse, and the red bandana she had stylishly tied around her neck, though not too tight so the pearl necklace would show. The red cardigan knotted around her waist was a perfect shade to match her bandana. Since I was on the National Park Committee, I'd signed us up to explore the new trail opening. There was no doubt in my mind that as soon as I told her, she had gotten online and ordered the outfit because there was a little red line around the tennis shoes that matched perfectly. There weren't any stores in Normal, Kentucky that would match Mary Elizabeth Moberly's hiking style. "Things your mother does for you." She stood back and dug her walking stick in the damp ground. She ran her hand down her blouse and reached to skim her fingers along the pearls to make sure they were still there. I'd asked her to consider leaving the pearls at the Milkery, the dairy and bed and breakfast she owned with Don Gentry, and she lived there too. A true Southern woman is always seen with lipstick and her pearls, she told me, and quickly followed up with how I should apply a little color to my lips too. "And I thank you for coming. It's just a few more miles," I said, happy we'd gotten really close and she'd come to see me, then decided to live in Normal. I'd been adopted by Mary Elizabeth as a teenager after a fire engulfed my family home, leaving me an orphan. Even after treating Mary Elizabeth poorly and hightailing it out of the house in the middle of the night on my 18th birthday, she was still eager to treat me like a daughter and continue to love me unconditionally. We're going to stop there, as I always do. I'm so excited that people that are on the Patreon will be getting that very first scene of her sneaking out with Bobby Ray when she's 18. That's a Patreon exclusive. So it's an actual short story that you'll be getting with her backstory. So you guys be looking for that on our Patreon page. Okay, back to the story. It wasn't until now, in the early years of my 30s, that I truly appreciated all she had done for me, and I'd spent the last couple of years making up for it. From what I understand, there's going to be a series of Cascade where Cat Camp Creek and Tear Trace Trail meet. From what I'd heard, the new trail was going to be one of the prettiest, and it started at the old train station motel. Coke Ogden, the owner, had been trying for the past year to get a new trail for her guests, one that wasn't just woods, and she'd been making her own track to get to the Cascades. The Cascades from her motel were about 6 or so miles away, then make another 2 miles to make it to the shelter she'd paid the national park to install, which was the reward for her guests at the end. I was eager to see if it was truly a spectacular view Coke had claimed it to be, and since I wasn't on that particular board of the committee, I had no idea what to truly expect once we hiked there, if we made it there. Plus, I'd heard there was some good trout fishing once we make it to the shelter, I told Mary Elizabeth. I knew that would get her goat. I pointed to the small flowing stream that ran along the entire trail. Coke said she knew that when she found the stream that it had to lead to a bigger body of water. She kept hiking deeper and deeper, and that's when she found the Cascades. Great. Smelly fish and wet the entire hike, she groaned and straightened her shoulders. Let's get on with it so this excursion can be over. It is getting windy, people. Instead of coddling her, I decided to forge ahead. Even if she truly wanted me to continue to ask her if she wanted to go back, turn around, or sit down. Every step I took, I couldn't believe how gorgeous the trail was and what a gem Coke had happened upon. Granted, the park committee had come in and made the trail nice and clean for the hikers and safe, but none of the amazing foliage was touched. It's like entering a different world. Mary Elizabeth had looked around, taking in the mountain laurels of the full bloom of their hot pink and pale pink flowers, soon to be all gone as the winter set in. She reached out and touched it. Gorgeous! I stopped behind her and scanned the various cliff and rock formations. Some hung over our heads, making a nice canopy, while others were off in the distance. The trail was partially covered in golden, red, orange, and yellow leaves, and had organically started to fall off the trees. When I looked above my head, the canopy of the same colors was visual fall explosion as fireworks were on a warm summer night. These were the sights I took for granted and didn't appreciate about Kentucky or the state parks when I was a child. Now I didn't take many things for granted. So as you can see, guys, all the beautiful colors, like there I think is some yellow, that I write about are in the book because I live it. Oh my, Mae. Mary Elizabeth was a few feet in front of me when she stopped, her mouth wide open as she stared off into the distance. You aren't going to believe this view. She lifted her walking stick and pointed it in front of her. Before I could even get close enough to catch her, her feet slipped right out from underneath her, and down she went. Oh, are you okay? I rushed over in my hiking boots with the good grip sole and stared down at her. It looked like she'd slipped on a pile of wet leaves and landed right in the middle of a mud puddle left behind from the fall rains we'd been getting. Well, hell! Mary Elizabeth let out a rare cuss word, making me laugh. What's so funny? She put her hand out for me to grab in order for her to help her up. You, I couldn't stop laughing. You're so cute walking out of the bed and breakfast this morning, and I asked you to change your shoes. Are you trying to say that I deserve this? There was a little bit of anger spewing from her eyes. No, I'm hoping you're okay because there isn't any cell phone service out here. I hadn't told her that little fact because she liked to have her cell phone on her just in case Dawn needed her for something about the milkery. I wanted her to enjoy the few-hour hike it took to walk the trail and back. She'd been working so hard the past few months at the dairy farm, which included the cows, that I'd not been able to spend any more than a few minutes with her. Right then, I was rethinking how we should spend our time together. I reached out my arm, crossing them at my forearm so I could get a better stability to pull her to her feet. Dear me, she looked down at herself once she was on solid footing. I'm a mess. We dropped hands and she started to brush off the dirt, which made it spread since it wasn't mud. You're not going to get that off by just a damp cloth, I teased, knowing that that's how she handled me getting dirty when I was a child after I'd come in from playing outside. Are you mocking me now? Her brows lowered. The lines around her mouth creased. No, I'm not. I'm just thinking we should turn back around and go home, I shrugged. I'm hungry anyways. I turned around to go back. Besides, I forgot my camera and the board asked me to take photos on the hike. I looked over my shoulder to see if she was coming. Oh no! She had taken a step and stopped. Her hand immediately planted on her lower back. What? I walked a few feet back. I can't move, she groaned and rubbed her back with her hand. She was slightly bent over at the waist. This feels better. We can go. You can't walk all humped over with your face to the ground. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at her. We've got a few miles to walk back. I can do it. She took one step. No, I can't. She stopped. What if you sit down against the tree and I go get some help? I asked. We can just wait here for a hiker to come by and maybe they can help while you stay with me. I could hear the fear of me leaving her side in her voice. I don't think there's going to be any hikers because the trail isn't open yet. Remember? I jogged her memory to the reasons why we were here. I guess I can put an arm around your shoulder and you can help me gimp alongside of you. She wasn't about to let me go get help. I tried to reason with her. I can go much quicker alone. Maybelline Grant, she said my entire name. I will not stay here deep in the Daniel Boone National Forest alone. Don't you know there are bears in there? Wildcats and savage raccoons? Fine. I adjusted my backpack to one shoulder so it wouldn't be bulky for her arm to go around my neck. I reached around for the water bottle and quickly unzipped the front pocket to get some ibuprofen. I went to her side and butted my hip up against her hip. Here, take these. I handed the pills to her free hand, giving her the water bottle to wash them down after she popped them in. With a lot of grunting and groaning, she began to straighten, barely getting her arm around my neck. Okay, small steps. She nodded and looked forward. The trail was obviously not made for two people hiking side by side, but somehow we did it. Even when the rock formations got narrow, we moved sideways together. About every half mile, we stopped and rested against a tree because sitting was too hard to take a little drink and get a nibble of something we bought. How's the pain? I asked, knowing we would still had a far piece to go. Fair to middling. She used an old Southern saying to let me know that she wasn't good, but she didn't want to fully complain. A few branches into the wood snapped, making her jittery as all get out. Is that a bear? She asked. I didn't bring my gun. I knew I should have brought my gun, but Dawn took it from me as I was walking out the door. I've got bear spray. I patted the dangling backpack, silently thanking Dawn Gentry for stopping Mary Elizabeth from bringing a gun. Who knew what would have happened by now if she'd brought it? I'm telling you, something big is out there and hungry. Her eyes widened. Her adrenaline from the fear must have kicked in far better than the ibuprofen. She pushed off that tree trunk and moved along that trail at a snail's pace without putting her arm around my neck. A woman with long red olive skin and gray eyes jerked back after she practically ran into us as she emerged from the woods. Whoa! We don't have nothing. Mary Elizabeth put her arms up. Do we, May? But we do have a backpack with food. You can have that. Mary Elizabeth held her hands out. Give it to her, May. She winced in pain. I am so sorry for my mother's behavior. She fell and hurt her back. She's a wee bit on the irritable side. Not that explaining to the hippie was going to make up for Mary Elizabeth, poor judge of character, but at least it made me feel better trying. Mae West? The woman was vaguely familiar. Yes, I vaguely recognized her, but there were so many people who came in and out of Happy Trails Campground, the campground that I owned, that I couldn't remember them all. It's me, Glenda Russell, Jay Russell's daughter. She jogged my memory. You're pulling my leg. Mary Elizabeth's southern twang was even more so when she just couldn't believe it was Glenda Russell. Truth of the matter, I would have never pegged the woman to be her either. I know it's been a year or two, but I embrace the life. She put her hands out, but it's really me. Good Good Lord, Mary Elizabeth put her hands on her head. If this happens to you living out like this, she pointed to Glenda, you'll be orphaned again. Chapter 2. Let's see if anybody else joined us. Let's see. Linda Patterson said she got hers. Hey, Michelle, we're glad you got to pop in. Good afternoon, Deborah. It's beautiful here. It's been raining. Hey, Linda Hamill. She's listened to the audio of the next book. Oh, that's great. Kate said it's very windy. Yes. Lori Hickey, hello. She said, makes me laugh too. Deborah said, I've been to the Daniel Boone National Forest. Oh, good. So, you know, all the books are set in the Daniel Boone National Forest. I live in Kentucky, and it is release day. Release day. So that was chapter 1. And tomorrow, or maybe tonight, I don't know, I'll pop back on here and we'll read chapter 2. I hope you got your copy. It's really fun. And there is a in the back of the book, there is a sneak peek of Eggnogs, Extortion, and Evergreens. And I'll tell you that it starts off with Mae West in a coma. So you definitely want to read this book to get the next book. So it's exciting. So exciting. So you guys, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about gear, grills, and guns. I'm telling you, I cannot believe how big the pre-orders were for this. And what that tells me is that each book is selling better than the next. So that means that people are actually reading through the series and loving Mae West as much as we love her. Happy release day to us. Everything I do is for you, my reader. My purpose in life is to help you escape your day when you come home from work, when you get finished working around your house, taking care of your kids, taking care of your grandkids, just need a little relaxation. I do know that was my purpose, and every day I sit down to write with a full heart and a happy heart. I always say in the morning to God, I say, Lord, I'll do the quantity if you do the quality. So every morning with you in mind and my purpose. So thank you for an amazing release. I am beyond grateful. I love you all, and I will be back to do another chapter. Love y'all. Enjoy, and tell your friends about it.